WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Mississippi State and Notre Dame go down to the wire. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jory Talley. The Lady Bulldogs and Fighting Irish battled it out for the Women's College Basketball National Championship. Our Andrea Self is live in Columbus, Ohio with reaction to the game and more. Andrea?
Well, Jory, the cleanup crews are here inside Nationwide Arena cleaning up all of the confetti that obviously we wish had fallen for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. This was not the outcome this team wanted, not the outcome obviously the fans wanted. But one thing I know for sure, talking with them over this past few days, is that they were going to be proud of this team no matter the outcome. They have been faithful followers all season long. They've traveled well with them, so there was no way they would miss out on this second straight run to the Final Four here to Columbus, Ohio. We have found out that the team will be returning to Starkville tomorrow to the Mississippi State campus about 12:20, and they will be in the Zacharias Village parking lot. They would love to see a big crowd. You know, we saw a great crowd turn out here in Columbus, Ohio to usher them here to Nationwide Arena for this big game. And so tomorrow, 12:20, Zacharias Village in the parking lot, the team will be returning, and so they'd love to see a great crowd there to welcome them back and to congratulate them on such a great season. It has been our pleasure to follow this team and to bring you this coverage here from Columbus, Ohio. And for the last time for me, this is live inside the arena. Robbie and Tom Ebel will be up later in sports to give you all of the highlights. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in Columbus, Mississippi, Jory.
Thank you, Andrea. Awesome coverage in Columbus, Ohio. From all of them that are up there, hundreds of Bulldogs came out to the hump to watch the women's basketball game tonight. And they were cheering, clapping, and emotions were just taking over the Coliseum. And then quietness soon took over as Notre Dame's scoring shot hit the net. Here's what fans have to say.
I'm proud of the team. They had a great year, but it's a heartbreaking loss. There's no way to deny that. It's heartbreaking. Feel bad for the girls. They still made us proud, but still heartbreaking loss.
Well, I'm heartbroken. This cowbell has been with me for 50 years. It was a freshman with me in 1967. And I don't have 50 more years, but my cowbell does, and Mississippi State does. And these girls and Coach Schaefer have made the entire state of Mississippi proud. And this was a heartbreaker today because we did so well, you know, in the first half. And I still have all the faith in the world in these girls and in God. And it's going to be another opportunity for us. I know he's got some great recruits coming in and some good girls sitting on the bench. So we'll all keep the faith.
I'm very sad but proud to be a Bulldog. I'm proud of our girls, and they worked hard, and they've set a tone for up and coming years to come, and I'm just real proud of them.
It just hurts. It just hurts losing, coming so close when we were ahead by so much, and so close yet so far.
Proud of them. Congratulations. I understand, you know, you didn't finish the way you wanted to, but I'm extremely proud of them because to get that far and get in that position, I take that all day.
What do you say?
But we still have to be proud of our girls because they've been here 2 years in a row, and it's something that hadn't been done before, so Hail State.
We love our girls, and we're proud of them. Praise the Lord and go Dogs, but it was a disappointing loss, very disappointing.
To kind of go back what Andrea Self said earlier, the Lady Bulldogs are expected to return tomorrow around 12:20. So for fans that want to welcome them back, be there in Starkville around 12:20. It's now time to take a first look at our weather with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob?
Jory, we're watching some snow up to the north. This is for today in Illinois. They got 2 to 4 inches in Champaign, Illinois. That snow is actually heading off to the east. In fact, in Columbus, Ohio, the snowflakes are falling now. We heard from one of the Mississippi State students getting big flakes there. Could see 2 to 4 inches, and that's going to cause some travel problems for our Bulldog fans coming back to Mississippi tonight and tomorrow. The snow already starting to fall along Interstate 71 between Columbus and Cincinnati. That will continue by tomorrow morning, seeing the snow fall through Louisville. Now, tomorrow for us, that cold front pushes to the south here. Just kidding. We're actually going to have nice weather. April Fool's to you. 80 for us tomorrow here. Warm again, partly cloudy. Coming up, we'll have more on the weather, and we'll talk about our next chance for storms. Jory?
Thank you, Jacob. Pedestrian was struck and killed in Union County earlier this morning. The Mississippi Highway Patrol says it is still trying to determine the person's identity. Troop F Public Affairs Officer Master Sergeant Ray Hall says it happened around 2:20 this morning near mile marker 67. When troopers arrived on scene, it appeared a white female was walking in the eastbound lanes of I-22 when she was struck by a 2014 Ford Transit. She died on the scene, and the driver of the vehicle was not injured. Anyone with information concerning the identity of the pedestrian is asked to call their local sheriff's office or the Mississippi Highway Patrol, Troop F, at 662-534-8650. A shooting broke out at a West Point gas station Saturday night. West Point police say it happened around 11 at the Texaco on Highway 45 South. Police Chief Avery Cook confirms 22-year-old Alonzo Sills was arrested in connection to the shooting. On the Clay County Sheriff's Department website, it says Sills is being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Investigators say this is an ongoing investigation and more arrests are to come. The Assistant Police Chief says no one was injured, but a couple of vehicles were shot up. The department tells WCBI more information will be available on Monday. If you have any information on this case, call the West Point Police Department at 662-494-1244. After the break, we'll have the latest on President Trump and his thoughts on DACA.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Jory Talley.
Welcome back, everyone. President Trump unleashed a flurry of tweets this Easter Sunday attacking DACA and Mexico. A CBS News Laura Podesta reports the statements came after an unverified report that hundreds of Central American immigrants were coming by busload into the U.S. illegally.
Before heading into church this Easter Sunday, President Trump tweeted that the immigration situation is getting more dangerous and caravans are coming. He offered no information to back up his claims, but said the U.S. needs help from Mexico, or else he'd cut the country out of NAFTA, the trade agreement signed by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
Mexico has got to help us at the border. If they're not going to help us at the border, it's a very sad thing between two countries.
The president also threatened DACA, which stands for Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. It allows children of immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally to apply to stay and work. On Twitter, the president wrote, "Republicans must go to nuclear option to pass tough laws now. No more DACA deal." Outside the church, he added,
A lot of people are coming in because they want to take advantage of DACA. And we're going to have to really see. They had a great chance. The Democrats blew it.
Advocates for DACA, like Ralph Arianes, claim the majority of the country supports the program.
Over 85% of Americans want a permanent solution for DACA students.
It's unclear why the president chose Easter Sunday to talk about immigration policy. Some believe it's because Congress agreed to spend only $1.6 billion on a border wall.
It's going to be a political issue come this fall, and I think he's sort of trying to set the groundwork that he wants to move forward as hard as he can on tougher immigration.
Midterm elections are approaching, and the border wall was one of Mr. Trump's biggest campaign promises. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
President Trump will return to Washington tonight, and on Monday, he and the First Lady will host the annual Easter egg hunt on the grounds of the White House.
We're keeping some warmer weather for the next couple of days. Do get a chance for some thunderstorms, a little bit of cooler weather, and we'll be repeating that. We'll have those details and much more coming up here after the break.
Alert forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
All right, we're done with the April Fools. Let's get down to business and the weather here. Very nice evening in Tupelo, sitting at 67. Light winds between 2 and 5 miles an hour will continue overnight. Really not bad if you're heading out, perhaps to get a milkshake or something like that later on. Dropping down to 59 already in Amory. Columbus, we are at 63, seeing 64 in DeKalb. These temperatures will continue to fall. I think we'll be heading for those mid-50s overnight. We'll watch for the clouds to increase, and I think even some of us may see an isolated shower late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Here's those low temperatures across the area, seeing 54 for our low in Amory and in Tupelo, down to 50 in Corinth and Ripley, 51 in Oxford, 52 in Aliceville, DeKalb at 55, with, again, mostly clear skies, but we'll watch for the few patchy showers as we continue late tonight into early tomorrow. Here's why. Cold front that we've been watching all day still wants to hang around for us by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on your way to work. Don't be surprised if you see a few sprinkles on the windshield for those of us from Iuka, Boonville, Tupelo, New Albany, Pontotoc, Oxford, Water Valley, and Ripley. Maybe even just a little bit further in south than that. We'll have to see how far south that front comes. For the Golden Triangle, we'll be staying dry. By the afternoon, though, that front then lifts quickly off to the north, giving us a strong south wind, 5 to 15 miles an hour, and that will help to warm things up for us, bring in some moisture back ahead of our next cold front coming through on Tuesday. We'll be seeing our high temperatures because of this being warm into the 70s and even the 80s. Tupelo just a little cooler than the Golden Triangle. I've got us sitting at 74, as is Boonville, 73 in Iuka, Amory 76, and Aberdeen at 77. We may get just a little more sunshine in Monroe County as well as down into the Golden Triangle in the day. Columbus, look for 80 tomorrow, as will Macon, 78 in Louisville and Kosciuszko. Ackerman, 77 for our high. Eupora, we'll see 76 for our high on Monday. West Alabama also seeing those upper 70s and low 80s. A very pleasant start to our work week ahead. Now Tuesday, that next front does approach. We do have a slight risk for severe weather. This is just off to our west for Tuesday afternoon, evening, and overnight into early Wednesday morning. The marginal risk then extends for many of us from Tupelo, Monroe County here, Columbus, Starkville, West Point, over towards Winona, and south towards Atala County. Could bring some gusty winds with those showers along the cold front into the afternoon and evening hours. As we get closer, we'll be timing that out more, have more on what those threats may be. Behind it then, a cold front pushes on through. Much cooler air comes in for our Wednesday on front of a high pressure system. Highs on Wednesday will be in the low 60s. Thursday morning, we'll be looking at some frost in the area. A little bit of a warm up on Friday before our next chance of storms rolls in late Friday night into Saturday. It looks like Sunday and beyond, we'll be back in those 60s. Jory?
Coming up after the break, we will go live in Columbus, Ohio for highlights of the title game. Stay tuned.
Here's WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
Good evening. We welcome you here to Columbus, Ohio. Robbie Donahoe, Tom Ebel.
Has it sunk in yet?
No, I don't think it really has. I'll be honest, this hurts. You know, we're supposed to be unbiased journalists. We're not supposed to be fans of the teams we cover. It's kind of hard to obey that rule with this team.
Yeah, it's a feeling of being human.
Yeah.
If you're human, you feel for Mississippi State tonight, especially after the way it all went down.
We're emotional people. We're going to wear our emotions on our sleeve. So we're going to be sad. We're going to be heartbroken for all of you. So let's show you how the game happened. Let's show you the highlights between Mississippi State and Notre Dame in the national championship game. And what a game it was between MSU and Notre Dame.
Packed house, too.
I mean, it was a
Nationwide
great atmosphere, great environment. And MSU got off to a slow start like they did against Louisville, trailing 6-0 to Notre Dame. We'd see eventually Victoria Vivians drive the baseline, get that basket to go for 2. So Humphrey Coliseum, by the way, liking what they're seeing. MSU's off to a good start. And then we'd see Tierra McCowan. This was sort of MSU's best offense when they could go inside to her. She gets the assist there from Morgan, and then the and one off that miss there from Morgan William. And then Morgan would add a 2. And then Victoria Vivians gets this basket to go plus the foul. State is up 17-14 after 1. Second quarter, you see MSU start to get going from three-point range, and it ultimately was because Tierra McCowan was rebounding her own shots. She misses one, then's on the floor, kicks one out to Blair Schaefer.
Kick.
Really nice. She hits that 3 right there. So State has a 24-14 lead. Then we see a little defense from Big T. Not in my casa right there on Marina Mabry. And you're starting to feel MSU has the momentum a little bit here. And they would get a basket before the end of the half with Victoria Vivian. State's up 30-17 at the break. Everything looking good.
Can't say enough about Jordan Danbury and Jazz Holmes at that first half ball pressure.
Yeah, and MSU held Notre Dame to their worst quarter of the season, scoring just 3 points in that second quarter. Now State's up 15 with 6 minutes to go. But that 16-1 run, Notre Dame just hit them in waves.
Notre Dame had more points in the third quarter than they did in the first half.
Well, that's just the story of the game. So now we are tied at 41 going to the fourth. State went 8 minutes without a field goal, and this Victoria Vivian's basket that somehow went in ended that drought. So now MSU has the lead 49-47, and again, Back to Tiara McCowan. One of her 17 rebounds she had. She gets
Another
the basket
double-double.
plus the foul. State has a 51-47 lead. And then this three-pointer right here with the shot clock winding down from Ro Johnson, you felt as if it was going to happen after that.
Thought it was time to break out the T-shirts.
You thought so. And then Notre Dame hit back with a 5-point spurt, getting this bucket to go inside. We're tied at 58 with 44 seconds to go. State had a great layup look from Tiara McCowan. She missed. So this is Notre Dame's chance to win. State gets a steal. Morgan Williams coming the other way to try to win it. Well, it sure looked like she got fouled. No call, and then Tiara McCowan has to give a foul. She fouls out. So Notre Dame will have one chance to win it with 3 seconds on a sideline inbounds play. Arike Agumbawale somehow off balance. I don't know how she made that shot, and I don't think anyone will ever know how she made that shot.
And the same person who sunk UConn, I mean, it's insane. Off balance, hand in her face. Victoria Vivians, I mean, the worst thing you could say about her defense was Agumbawale caught the ball.
Yeah, at that point, what can you do?
You got a hand in the face. She just made the better play.
State loses 61-58 the final as the Bulldogs fall to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the 2018 National Championship. We can try to, we'll put this loss in perspective and put it into words, but let's hear from Mississippi State after that defeat where they just felt like the second half, they just sort of let the game get away from them.
Attacking us, and we weren't attacking them, and they got us kind of in foul trouble. Like, they came and they punched first against us, and we just let them.
We just came into halftime and said that we needed to be ready because they're a second half team, and they came out and they did exactly what we said they were going to do. They punched first, and even though we said we needed to punch first, that didn't happen, and we couldn't get anything offensively going, and I feel like we got flustered a little bit.
I mean, we were stagnant on offense. We weren't attacking. When we did attack, we didn't make great decisions. We either got charged, missed a lot of layups, got a lot of jump balls. I think they frustrated us, and we had to gather ourselves a lot just to contain the team, stay together and don't fall apart.
At the end of the day, you're up 5 with 1:40 to go, something like that. It's my job to get those kids home. That's it. My philosophy is you're up 4, down 4 with 4 to go. It's my job as a coach to get them home, and I didn't get them home today.
Vic Schaefer said in the postgame that Notre Dame just gave up its offense at the beginning of the second half, and a 16-1 run to end the third quarter. The Bulldogs up by 15. That was it. That was really the turning point.
Yeah, and it just snowballed from there at that point. You can't hold your heads in shame at this point. I mean, this hurts. This breaks our hearts. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this with you. We're going to put the season in perspective and send the seniors out with a special tribute with, well, we'll hear from them when we come back. Don't go anywhere here on WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports coverage of the Final Four is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Advanced Medicine, Compassionate Care, and Visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
We welcome you back here to Columbus, Ohio. Tom Ebel, Robbie Dono here courtside at Nationwide Arena. Place is emptied out. We still have the confetti on the floor. And unfortunately, yet again, this confetti is not for Mississippi State. This is for Notre Dame. And we'll say it again, this hurts. I mean, this really stinks. I mean, this is, if there was ever a team and a fan base that deserved to win a national championship after 140 years of waiting, it felt like this was it for them.
It felt like the Louisville game was the game that you just had to get over to get to this point, but got to tip your hats to Notre Dame. They played incredible. A 6-person rotation, 4 people with torn ACLs. They're just, I guess, the team of destiny.
Couple of things that have popped up on social media. One, do not hound Vic Schaefer on the foul call there with Arike Agumbawale. There's nothing Victoria Vivians could have done, because at that point, if she's fouling her, it's going to be in the act of shooting, and then she's going to shoot free throws to win the game. So stop with that. And the second thing is, and this season was incredible.
37-2.
It was incredible. 37-2. This senior class is going to go down as arguably the greatest senior class in Mississippi State sports history. This team may go down as the best team in Bulldog athletics history. And Victoria Vivians, Vic Schaefer reflected on that 4-person senior class that brought so much to this program and this university.
They mean the world to me. I'm glad I came in with this class, and I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of the whole team as well, for them to come up here and do what they did today and last year. So it's never been done in state, and I'm so proud of them, and I thank them for being my teammate.
Their character, their integrity is what we're all about at Mississippi State. I mean, they're Bulldogs. They're going to be great professionals in the workplace. Whatever their job is, whatever they choose to do, they're going to be great. They're going to be pros. So, you know, again, I'm appreciative to them. And again, just I know what they've meant to our community in Starkville and to our Mississippi State community.
Coach Schaefer said in the postgame that he thought that we were going to be talking about Roe Johnson with another clutch shot to possibly win the game for Mississippi State. But you have to tip your hats off to Coach Schaefer, all those seniors, all the players in the Bulldogs locker room. As difficult a loss as this was, they handled the postgame with grace.
Incredible.
They held their head up high, and of course it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for a very long time. But for them to take time and to answer questions, you know, I can't imagine being in front of the camera.
I can't either, and that's what I'm going to remember most about this four-member senior class is they stood up there at the podium and answered all of our questions. The class in dignity and no blame at all going anywhere. I know Vic Schaefer will take the blame, but the player said it's not his fault. Just that's what I'll remember about this team in this four-member senior class. So, again, I mentioned to you in a famous movie quote, the dawn what's the quote? I can't even talk anymore.
The dawn is...
The night is darkest before the dawn. I promise you, State fans, the dawn is coming. This team will win a national championship in our lifetime, and we will be there for it when it happens. So that does it for all of us here in Columbus, Ohio. Tom Ebel, Robbie Donahoe, our entire crew. It's been an honor and a privilege being with you every step of the way. Reporting live here for the final time inside a Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Tom and Robbie for WCBI Sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast when we return.
Jory, I wore my Mississippi State tie today. I hope they pull off that victory. But get some 80s tomorrow and some sunshine, so that might feel good.
Yeah, might help out. It was a devastating loss, but we're very proud of the Lady Bulldogs.
Very proud.
Happy Easter, and everyone have a great week. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.